Welcome back. Let's see if we can cross that tongue fern. Which should be down here. Further down. Indeed we can. Hopefully that leads to the place where we saw that aurora blossom. That would be nice if that were the case. Hollow tree trunk with lots of mushrooms in it. We can climb up, very convenient. There's the aurora blossom. Doesn't look like we can move it, but it also doesn't look like that matters, because it is already pointed at the pod. So that's good. We just need to get some light on it. For which we presumably need to use that. Let's see, we can get behind it. So let's see. That's our original light source, which can reflect over there. Then we want to reflect it not directly onto the pot, but onto the aurora blossom. There. Now it should be aimed correctly. Just need to get back there, redirect the light, so we can actually get this pod correct. Let's hope we set that up correctly. Otherwise it's a massive detour. It's actually somewhat difficult to see, and I just walked past it even though I was looking for it. There is a fork in the road. You can go down, which is the way we were going, where we came from. You can actually go through here as well. That's a problem with this age. Lots of the routes are hard to see. Let's see where this goes. Looks like it leads to another swing vine. Well, I don't want to use that yet. I want to deal with the bird first. But at least we know there's another path here, which is always nice. And look! More journal pages. These are incredibly hard to spot when you're going the other direction, so it kind of helps that you, if you go here once and come back, so you can see these. Seem to be near the start of the journal, but we don't yet know if this is 1 or if that's 2. Maybe there's something else in front of it. Well, let's see what Savidro has to say. The book sits on the floor of the tusk, its swirling panel reaching tentacle-like arms out to grab me. I want to close my eyes to shut out these false illusions before they suck me into the fog. I don't want those swirling arms to touch me. Why? Why am I so afraid of his book? I want to remember. I think this man may have come to our village. But he was younger then. Dark-haired. Tall. Wearing those same strange flowing brown robes. He carried the book in his hands, too, and he's always using it. Always writing down notes. His eyes are covered by thick glasses, but his face is warm and friendly. He tells me his name. He says it's Atris. I remember now. His name is Atris. Atris says he's come to our village from a faraway place because he wanted to learn about the tree. He says he'll only stay a while. Doesn't want to stop our endless labors. He says he wants to help, if we will let him. Oh, Tamra, why did we let him? Keep writing, Savidro. Write everything down. This Atris stayed with us for months. I taught him how to trim the delicate lattice roots, how to splice old and new growths together so the walls of our houses will grow strong. I tell him the traditions of the weave, how by using the spores to support the growing branches, we keep the lattice tree alive. He wants to learn everything I know. He wants Narayan to survive. I take him to the rift, to where the sea flows through the gaps in the world. Steam flows up from the waterfall. The buffer spores are ready to take flight. We stand in the shadows of dusk and watch the spores begin to rise. He says they look like pearls against the sky. Then he points to one of the spores. It's smaller than the rest. Small enough to fit the niche we'd woven into the branches that morning. Its skin is milky white, with just the faintest touch of pink. That one, Atris said. That should support your new daughter's room perfectly, I think. I remember I nodded. Then I raised my pipe and plate. Atris stood beside me, holding his breath as my song drew the hollow spore in close. As soon as it was near, he threw the net and dragged it in. This is what I remember. This is why I said he could send me his sons. It seems that Savidro is remembering things of his home and of his first meeting with Atris. But it also seems he's talking about a book on Jananin at the beginning. Could this be after Atris visited, as he said he would, to the end of his journal? That is what caused Savidro to remember these events. Seems like it. But in order to know for certain, we must find more of this journal. I assume there is more. Because we have more doors on Jananin, so presumably also more ages to visit. And I actually need to go back down now. There we go. See if we can help that poor bird. It's been waiting long enough now. If I'm right, all we need to do now is redirect the light to the other lambent orchid. And it looks like I'm right. Excellent! At least the bird is smarter than the fly and doesn't immediately get trapped again. Still, I have to wonder if this was part of the original lesson that Sirius Naknor had to learn. I have the feeling that Savidro had something to do with this because of that smaller version of the plant we found in Jananin. Well, let's set the bird free. And if this were a King's Quest game, that probably means he'd help us out later. But it isn't, so who knows what this accomplished. Now let's investigate the other swing vine, which does mean we need to cross the tongue fern again, so we need to point that back. Because otherwise we can't get past there. And at least we didn't cause the poor Electro Ray to starve. It has a new source of food now. Hopefully it will be happy here. We're relocating half the animal life of this age. We've evicted the squee from its home. We've given the electro-ray a new home. Yes, I'm sure this will all work out fine. It's interesting also that Svidro's journal is written in English. I suppose that Atris taught him English during his stay in Orion. Probably because that's the language that Atris himself mostly uses, rather than Dunny, so that's probably also the language that he wanted Svidro to speak with his sons, which is fortunate for us. And it looks like Svidro intentionally wanted Atris to read his journal, so of course it's written in a language that Atris would be able to read. And I've gone too far again, haven't I? We need to go here. There should be the swing vine that we found before. If I can figure out how to get it away from here. Yes. Let's see where this takes us. Looks like this one just goes down rather than forward like the previous one. That's kind of annoying though. Doesn't look like there's a way back up. Which means we can't get back to that book. Unless we can find a way back up. Maybe there's another way. What the hell's this? Another type of plant we haven't seen before. What the? Well, I guess that answers the question of how we get back up. That plant is called a jumping dragon. So we can in fact still get back to the Jananin book. If we feel like taking a break from this age, but I don't, I want to move on. We are deeper into the tree still. Must be getting close to the bottom at some point. Let's see. We're now entering a location known as the Swamp. For, I think, obvious reasons. Some kind of giant plant there. Very interesting. This plant is actually called a Nemel lotus. And it's kind of big. As you can see. See if we can do something with that or get there or anything like that. It's definitely pretty here. That goes for most of this age. We're going up again. Is that what we want? Well, at least we can get some fresh air here. We definitely are a lot closer to the sea than we were when we started. Oh, and there's another one of these lambent orchids here. Let's see where we can reflect the light this time. Onto the Nemel lotus, it seems. Oh, look. The two stems on the top react to the light. Well, I'm sure that must serve some kind of purpose. And I'm sure the plant will appreciate the light. Not sure what that accomplished. But perhaps we'll find out. Now again, this is a place where I got stuck hopelessly. First time I played, because there is a side path here somewhere. Which is very hard to spot. This isn't where it is. No? There we go. That's where you can also go. Which is very easy to miss, as with a lot of places in this game. Let's see what we have here. Looks like it's another one of those Nemel lotuses, but this one's open. Some insects hanging around it as well. And there seems to be a fruit inside. I think that bears some closer inspection. Let's take a look. Curious, very curious. Looks like the insects are hanging around the stems that we already saw on the other Nemel lotus. I guess they feed on it or maybe pollinate it or something like that. Another plant here. This is actually a Vesuvii mushroom. When we touch it, it spews some spores. It seems the insects don't like these spores. But it seems that the stems of the Nemel lotus attract them back. I guess it must want them there. Looks like there's a hole in this root. Perhaps we can go in there. We'll see in the next video.